Hey guys and girls, my name is Alan and welcome to today's gameplay commentary. As you can see, we're doing a bit of Uncharted 4 multiplayer. Apologies for the lack of gameplay earlier on in the week. I was planning to release one on Wednesday. I think I did a HC highlights collection on Monday. So yeah, I was planning to release it on Wednesday, but as you know, the Olympics are out at the moment. Not out, they're taking place in Rio, Brazil, amongst other cities in Brazil. So I have been watching a bit of that. I can't blame it all on the Olympics. I have been watching some of it, and it's on at night time where I am in the UK, because Brazil's obviously behind the UK in terms of time zones. So yeah, I'm watching a bit of that at night time, but still I've been a little bit, well, not lazy. I mean, I've been trying to do stuff, but oh, that was the other thing. There was the double relic, not double relic, there was like 50% bonus on the relic this weekend, so I spent a bit of time playing that. So I didn't record. I probably should have done, but I could have done, but I just didn't quite get around to it. So yeah, apologies for nothing going out on Wednesday, and today is actually Thursday, so I'm hoping to get this out tonight. If not, tomorrow morning first thing. It might actually be a 1-2 upload, so I might get one up for tonight, for tomorrow morning, or if not tonight itself, and then I'll try and get something up for Saturday for sure. So I don't know whether it's going to be another gameplay commentary or maybe a highlights collection, possibly a gameplay commentary actually, because the whole point of me uploading on a Wednesday is so that I can have a couple of days and then I can do one on Saturday, and it's a bit of a space in between for you guys to you know, I mean, I don't know if you want daily uploads or not. I can't do a daily upload. I apologise if that's what you want, but I do have to work and stuff, so I can't do daily uploads, even if I wanted to. Even if I was completely on point with all my timings and stuff, I couldn't do daily uploads. Not gameplay commentaries, anyway. So I'm hoping to get something done for Saturday. As I said, that might be Black Ops 3. I do actually want to talk about Pokemon Go a little bit. I don't know if you're tired of that yet. I'm still sort of playing it. The hype's kind of died down a bit, and I'll talk about it a bit more in that video. As I said, that'll probably go out on Saturday, featuring some Black Ops multiplayer. So if you're interested in watching that or hearing my thoughts on the thing that I'm going to talk about in Pokemon Go, then be sure to check back on Saturday, if not Sunday at the latest. I would have thought there might be a highlights collection somewhere in between that. I'm not too sure yet, but there's a couple of gameplay commentary topics I want to talk about, so I'm going to talk about those while they're fresh in my mind. So yeah, so today I'm going to be talking about, as you can see, Uncharted 4 multiplayer. And if I'd have been a selfish player there, I could have let him die, get the easy cap, put it next to my name, you know, it looks good on the scoreboard. But no, I picked him up, and he got to the idol first, which is fair enough, because, you know, he carried it, you know, to the chest, so, you know, I don't mind sharing it. And it is a team game, you know, you can't win this game individually. I've said it before, or if I haven't said it before, I'll say it now. But Plunder and Command, in fact Team Deathmatch as well, in Uncharted 4 multiplayer in particular, you can't win on your own. It is very hard to win on your own. You could be the best player in the world, but if you're playing with a team of crap players, you're gonna lose. Like, it doesn't matter which way you look at it, because of the way the scoring system works, because of the revives, because of the downs. As I said, if you're playing with crap players, you are gonna lose. Doesn't matter how good you are. So everyone needs to do their bit. Everyone needs to contribute. And the teams that win are the ones that work well together. They don't have to be the best players in the world. I've seen groups of players just band together. They weren't great score-wise, you know. Some of them going negative, some of them breaking even, but they've won. Why do they win? Because good teamwork. And likewise on my team. Sometimes I'll get like a decent KD, and the rest of the team not so much, but we win. Why? Because, as I said, we've got people who, you know, carrying the idol, people who are helping with taking point, defense, that sort of thing. It's not all about KD in Plunder. In fact, KD is only a part of it. It's good to slay, don't get me wrong, but if you don't take advantage of when you've downed most of the enemy team, you know, if there's no one carrying the idol, then it's not going to get any closer to your chest, right? You're not going to cap it. You're not going to put one on the scoreboard. If the opposite team are doing that, then they're going to win. So, as I said, it's all about teamwork. It's all about working together, trying to get the idol close to the chest, and then eventually capping it. So yeah, today's match is a match where I use the pistol as my primary. I'm using the power of 45, and I've built a pistol class. And I don't know how the hell that guy downed me there. I don't know. Was it the guy behind cover, or was it the guy up top? The cover system in this game, it's kind of weird. Like, you can not see the other person, but they can sort of see you. And I don't know if that's a glitch or something, but it happens quite a lot. And so you'd have thought it's a two-way line of sight, but there must be more to it than that. Anyway, yeah, so pistol based class, power 45, and as you can see I'm doing pretty damn well with it, and it's actually one of my favourite classes to use, this class. I've sort of not perfected it, but I've sort of honed it over the past couple of weeks and months I've been using it. It's kind of an old piece of gameplay now, but I think my performance is pretty decent, and this is still one of my earlier para games. I have to stress that, so even though the gameplay is kind of old, this is still one of my earlier para games. So yeah, a good thing about Uncharted 4 multiplayer is that you can sort of experiment with different classes. You can have, well, okay, you can experiment, but there's only really a handful of decent classes, and I think this is definitely one of them. And one of the good things about using a pistol-based class, as in you bring only a secondary and you don't bring a primary, is that you've got a lot more points to play around with. You've got a lot more loadout points. And so the pistol by default is 1 point, which is, I mean, it's a really good pistol, and I would gladly exchange that 1 point for a pistol any day of the week. Just like in Call of Duty, where I'd sacrifice a point to bring along a secondary. It's slightly different there because all secondaries are the same, but the point is, you know, if I need to pull out a pistol, I'm confident to use that pistol then to defend myself, get a kill, or, you know, if I run out of ammo, if I have to, you know, pistol swap in the middle of a gunfight, then I've got that 1 point and I'm happy to do it, and most of the time it pays off. So it is a point on the loadout system in this and in Call of Duty, but I feel it's worth bringing a secondary along, and a secondary that you're confident in using. Otherwise you might as well not bring it and then, you know, risk it or whatever. But as I said, I do like using the Power 45. I actually quite like using it in the beta as well. I remember making a video about it, and I was surprised at how good the weapon was. And again, another reason why it's such a good class, the pistol class in general, is because you've got so many more points to play around with. A primary weapon is 5 loadout points, so if you don't bring any of those, you've got 5 points to play around with. That could go towards another booster, that could go towards leveling up a booster, that could go towards bringing... You could bring a brute with 5 loadout points. Or, you know, the Wrath of El Dorado, something like that. So it is really good, and I recommend trying it out for sure. Play around with them. There's a lot of different secondaries. I think there's one that costs 2 loadout points. I can't remember which one it is. Might be the Pistole or something. But I mean, all the pistols, as in like the single shot, semi-automatics, they are all 1 point. So you got the Para, you got the Argual, which is kind of new. I've actually got some decent gameplay of that as well, which I'll look forward to showing in the future. You got the what's the other one? Oh yeah. So as well as the points pistols that have a point value, there's also the ones which aren't any point value whatsoever. So you got the Aegis and you've got the Jackal. The Jackal is a revolver which does sort of decent damage, but it's a slow rate of fire, and I think the trade-off is, well, it costs 0 to bring along, so you can't really complain too much. I'd expect it to be a little bit better if it did cost a point. And then the Aegis has a tiny clip, but it does have a decent rate of damage, and damage is, sorry, decent rate of fire, and the damage is sort of okay, but again, it's free, so you can't complain too much. So if you wanted to, you could effectively bring no primary, a 0 costing pistol, and then just pimp your loadout, as in attachments or hero variants if you've got those. Hero variants, by the way, are crazy good on the pistols. And you know, just bring like a really good store inventory if you like buying a lot of stuff, if you're playing like Command where there's a lot of cash floating around. Or as I said, just bring a load of boosters so you can properly like build your character up to help your team or whatever it is that you do. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of flexibility with pistol classes, as I said, and I recommend trying them out. But you do have to have a good trigger finger, and you sort of have to be good with accuracy as well, because it is most of them are semi-automatic weapons. You have to be good on the trigger finger, and you also have to be good with accuracy. And fortunately, I think I'm okay with the pistols. As I said, I play a lot of first-person shooters, so tapping the trigger rapidly and tracking targets and that sort of thing. I mean, I do that pretty much every single gaming session that I play. I might not always use semi-automatic weapons, but I make use of those 2 abilities when it comes to games, because as I said, I mostly play shooters, so that's just, you know, that's just what I do. And also a couple of other weapons to mention. I've already said it before, the Pistole. Yeah, I don't really like using the Pistole. I haven't really used it that much, but the reason why I don't like bringing it along is because A, it costs more points, and B, well, it costs more points to pimp out anyway, and B, it is pretty much short range, so I don't like to be confined to that sort of engagement zone. Whereas with a Para, for example, I can do long range, short range, mid range. I snipe with this weapon. If you're accurate enough and you tap the trigger fast enough, enemies don't have time to get away from you. So even if they are far away, if you get headshots, that sort of thing, you can down them quite quickly. And also the oh bloody hell, what's that automatic weapon? The Fosler. the Fosler. Fosler is, I guess, the replacement for the Micro from previous Uncharted games. I built a couple of good classes around that as well, and again, I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. So yeah, my advice is give it a crack, give it a try. Pistol classes are really good, really fun actually. The primary weapons are so-so in this game. I can use a couple of them quite well, and the others are a bit meh. So in terms of gameplay, I think secondaries offer me a little bit more variety than actually using the primaries themselves. But as I said, everyone's different. I just think it's a bit fun to play around with them, especially because you've got so many points floating around. It's great to just be able to build other classes that you wouldn't otherwise be able to build. As I said, with primaries, I'd normally bring about the 2-3 boosters at most, and they would be sort of mid-level, maybe one high level, and then only a couple of items in the store. But I generally only bring about 2 items in the store anyway, unless I play a specific game mode, in which case I might bring a third. But these days I'm leaning towards just 2 because it takes a while to max them out, and I like to have maxed out abilities rather than, you know, sort of having to alternate between 3, trying to level them up, that sort of thing. So anyway, yeah, that takes us nicely to the end of the video. As you can see, I ended on a 31-3, which is over a 10 KD with a pistol. Secondary weapon is what the game calls it. It's a secondary weapon, and I went 31-3. MVP, didn't get a cap, but I've already explained why I didn't get a cap. I let my teammate get it. I went for the revive instead. Yeah, so if you've got any comments you'd like to share with me regarding your thoughts on pistol classes, then drop them in the comment section below. I'd be interested to hear them. As I said, I've got a few more builds that I want to show you in the coming weeks. Hopefully those will be up not too far in the future, so you can all try them out for yourselves. But until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, take care, and I will see you later.